Okay. And that's the man Omale of his Boy Alone album. That album is a masterpiece. If you haven't had a piece of it yet, please go do so. Yeah, I'm beginning to sound like Omale's PR, but trust me, good work deserves that recognition, I must say. Before we continue to the good news for today, let's talk about Timcats. Yeah, I'd like to wish every Ethiopian a happy Timcat. So it's all about a celebration of the Ethiopian Epiphany, also known as Timkat. It's basically a traditional Christian holiday that commemorates the baptism of Jesus in the Jordan River. Now, during this holiday, people gather in churches and streets, processions are held, and a replica of the Ark of the Covenant is taken out of the blessing of the blessing of water. Now, also, the event is marked by colorful cultural performances, including traditional dances and music. Now, the holiday is a time for families and communities to come together and celebrate the rich cultural heritage of Ethiopia. It is a time to reflect on the spiritual significance of the day and to honor the traditions and customs that have been passed down through generations. And we all know how Ethiopia, talking about time and dates, they actually a few years behind. So I think they're in 2015 now, 2014. So they're not actually moving along with the Gregorian calendars. We all know that we're in 2023 now. They're actually not in 2023, so it's a bit different over there. I think I'm a bit off on the calculations on the specific year they are, but they are not certainly in the same year with us as in 2023. But regardless, happy Timket to every Ethiopian out there in and outside Ethiopia. This is the Africa Daily Show on Africa Global Radio. I am Barry Miley. Joins me in a bit with the good news.
What's up, what's up? This is Drumroll, the guy that knows things, but you might know me as being a music producer, and you're tuned in to Africa Global Radio. Keep it live.
Good news.
Good news.
Good news.
Good news. Good news.
Our good news stories for today are Guinea launches the Teacher Researcher Platform and Kenya's president launches 15 billion tree campaign. So to better facilitate the management of teacher researchers and researchers, the Ministry of Higher Education in Guinea launched the project platform yesterday, January 18, 2023. This management platform for teacher researchers and researchers was set up as part of the digitalization of the processes of the Ministry of Higher Education, Scientific Research and Innovation, but also to facilitate staff monitoring. The project will offer users a tool for managing the information of teacher researchers and researchers, provide reliable and real-time statistics of personnel under the Department of Higher Education, obtain statistics related to the evolution of staff qualifications in the system, identify the specialties of teacher researchers and researchers by higher education institutions in particular, determine the need for training in these institutions. Dr. Diaka Sidipe, Minister of Higher Education, Scientific Research and Innovation, explained that this platform is designed internally by department teams to facilitate and better control the management of teacher researchers and researchers in the country. This multi-user responsive and secure web platform opens a new era through the dematerialization of processes. It will allow to set up a credible database in order to provide reliable and real-time statistics of teacher researchers and researchers in educational institutions, research centers, but also in documentation centers, and taking into account the specialties, the institutions of belonging, the diplomas, the rank, and the gender. She then said that the project will also be used to facilitate the recruitment of doctorate holders in Guinea and around the world who wish to pursue a career in the field of education or scientific research and innovation. It will also, and above all, promote the dematerialization of applications for the training of trainers. This also demonstrates the full dimension to want to give to project. The launch of this platform is a sign of relief for higher education institutions. Professor Sidafa Kamara, President of the Conference of Rectors and Directors General, welcomed the commitments to reforming the higher education system. He invited his colleagues to make good use of project. On to the next story. So, today, humanity is facing a triple planetary crisis of climate change, nature and biodiversity loss, and pollution, which are threatening the well being and survival of millions around the world. Kenya is currently experiencing the worst drought ever witnessed in the last 4 decades. It has led to a loss of over 2.5 million head of livestock and is directly impacting more than 4 million Kenyans. The climate change effects over the past 10 years have resulted in immense socio-economic losses that are estimated to be between 3 to 5% of the national GDP. President Dr. William Ruto has directed that the country should target to raise its tree cover to 30% by 2032. This will involve the growing of 5 billion trees in the next 5 years and 15 billion trees over the next 10 years. To achieve this, every individual is urged to grow a minimum of 300 trees in 10 years. This translates to 30 trees a year. The government will recognize outstanding Kenyans, companies, and organizations that plant and grow trees by the issuance of certificates of green conduct. This will be after 3 years of the commencement of the campaign, which President Dr. Ruto launched in December 2022 at Konabaridi in the Kajiado County. The launch of the National Tree Growing and Restoration Campaign, which is christened Mission 15B hashtag Jazamiti, also involved the unveiling of a Jazamiti app, which will keep track of all trees being grown countrywide. So the expression Jazamiti in this context is Kiswahili for filling up the spaces with trees. The presidential launch of the 15 billion tree campaign also marked the unveiling of the Green Army. This is an initiative of the president and will engage the youth in tree growth and environmental conservation. It is expected to contribute significantly to youth employment creation. To address the challenge of plastic pollution, the government is championing the use of biodegradable potting tubes to replace the plastic ones that have commonly been used to raise tree seedlings in tree nurseries countrywide. The National Tree Growing and Restoration Campaign, launched in December, targeted the planting of a total of 560,000 tree seedlings in various locations countrywide. That's it for Good News with Miley. Have an amazing day.
All right, thank you, Miley, for the good news. And you can listen to more of those on AfricaGlobalRadio.com, or you can listen via our YouTube page, Africa Global Radio. The name is Barry, and keep listening. Let's go for another musical break. When we bounce back, we get straight to headlines across Africa, as well as getting to find out what's buzzing on social media. Don't go away.